Hello, third graders. We're going to continue our read aloud from Tales from the Odyssey. We're on part 2, and we're on chapter 6, The Mysterious Shepherd. When Odysseus awoke, he found himself surrounded by a mist. Through the haze, he saw strange, winding paths and ghostly high cliffs. Nothing looked familiar. When he saw the gifts from the king piled near him, he fell into despair. Why did King Elotianus order his men to sail to this place, he wondered. Why have they abandoned me here? Odysseus paced up and down the beach, angry at the king for sending him to an unknown shore. When he saw a young shepherd coming toward him, he rushed to meet him. "Greetings, friend," Odysseus shouted through the mist. "I beg you not to fear me, but to tell me the truth. Where am I? What country is this?" "Sir, you must be a stranger to this region if you do not know this island," said the shepherd. "It is known far and wide, from the glow of dawn to the gloom of twilight. It is a rugged place, not good for horses, but it grows grain and grapes. It receives plenty of rain, so it has good water and good grass for goats and cattle. Even those who have traveled from as far away as Troy know the island's name. It is Ithaca." Odysseus could not believe his ears. "Surely I could recognize my own country," he thought. He feared the shepherd might be trying to trick him, so he quickly invented a story. "Ah, yes, I thought so," he said. "I myself came here to Ithaca to escape punishment for killing a thief who tried to steal my treasure from the Trojan War." He pointed to the gleaming gifts on the sand. The shepherd smiled. Then in the wink of an eye, the young man was transformed into a tall, striking woman with gray, glinting eyes. "Athena," breathed Odysseus. "Odysseus, you are the world's most cunning storyteller," she said. "But still you did not know me, your guardian and protector. I have come here to help you again. I did not want others to see you, so I again shrouded you in a mist. It made your surroundings look unfamiliar to you. But never fear, this is indeed your homeland." "Goddess, how do I know you are telling me the truth?" said Odysseus. "How can I know that I have really come home?" Athena waved her wand. "Look about you now, Odysseus," she said, "and you will see the olive trees with their long leaves. You will see the dusky cave where nymphs weave their sea-purple webs. You will see the springs that never run dry. Behold Ithaca." As she said these words, the goddess dispersed the mist that surrounded them. In the bright, clear air, Odysseus saw all the things the goddess had described. Joyfully, he fell to his knees and kissed the ground. "Come," said Athena, "let us hide these treasures in the caves of the nymphs. Then we will make a plan." Together, Odysseus and Athena stowed the gold and bronze and woven clothes in the cave. Then Athena rolled a stone over the cave's entrance. When the stone was in place and the treasures were safe, Athena and Odysseus sat on the ground beneath an olive tree. There Athena told him all about the suitors who had invaded his home. For several years, Penelope fought off the evil men, she said. Finally, she promised to choose one to marry, but she never intended to do so. One of her maids reported her deceit, and the suitors raged against her. Now time is running out. She mourns for you, but does not give up hope. Odysseus fought to contain his anger against those who had tormented his faithful wife. He quietly used the goddess to help him. "Tell me what to do," he said. "Give me courage. With your help, I can fight 300 men." "You will fight them," said Athena, "but now you must tell no one who you are. Suffer all you hear and see in silence until you can take your revenge." But might not some of my countrymen recognize me?" said Odysseus. "I will see to it that they do not," said Athena. "I will disguise you as an old man. I will take the hair from your head and wrinkle your flesh and dim your eyes. I will give you rags to wear like those worn by a wretched beggar." With these words, Athena raised her wand and passed it over Odysseus. She shriveled the smooth skin that covered his body. She took the hair from his head and the light from his eyes. She draped a ragged cloak about his shoulders and gave him a walking stick and a tattered bag. "Be on your way now," the goddess said. "Go to the hut of your swineherd. He is a good and honest man. Stay with him while I go to Telemachus. I will bring him home from the sea where he seeks some sign that you are still alive." "Oh, goddess, why do you let my son drift in despair, searching for me?" asked Odysseus. "Why did you not tell him the truth?" "Do not fear. I was with him for much of his journey," said Athena. "And even though evildoers plot to murder him, I promise you they will soon die instead." Chapter 7 is the swineherd. Odysseus leaned on his walking stick and trod slowly over the stony path that led away from the sea. He hobbled through the woods and over the hills to his estate. Finally, Odysseus came upon the swineherd who had long tended his hundreds of hogs. The old man sat in front of a crude stone shelter near the swine pens. He was making a pair of leather sandals. Near him lay 4 savage dogs that guarded the hogs. When the dogs caught sight of Odysseus, they lunged forward, snarling and growling. Odysseus threw down his stick and crouched on the ground. The swineherd rushed forward, shouting and throwing stones at the vicious dogs, driving them away. "You are lucky, old man," the swineherd said to Odysseus. "In another minute they might have killed you. Stand and come into my hut. I will give you food and wine. Then you can tell me your story, from where you have come, and what sorrows you have known." Keeping the dogs at bay, the swineherd led Odysseus inside his simple hut. He made a seat of soft twigs, covered it with a shaggy goat skin, and invited Odysseus to sit down. "You are kind, sir," said Odysseus. "May mighty Zeus bless you for your hospitality. May he grant you your greatest wish." "I have only one wish, that my dear master was still alive," said the swineherd. "Had he lived, he would surely have given me a reward for caring tenderly for his livestock these many years. He might have given me a house, a wife, and a piece of land. But alas, my good master has been gone for 20 years. He died far away from home, returning from the war with Troy. Storm spirits destroyed his ships and all his men." "And what of his family?" Odysseus asked softly. "Ah, his wife waits for him in vain, while other men try to force her to marry. His mother gave up hope of his return long ago and died of grief. His father wishes to die now also. The old man no longer lives in the palace, but sleeps alone in the vineyards. As for the son of Odysseus, the poor boy wanders the earth looking for his father. It is tragic indeed." The faithful swineherd sighed deeply, then stood up. "Let me feed you now, good sir," he said. The swineherd set about preparing a meal for Odysseus. He served him meat, still hot on the spit, and sprinkled with barley meal. He gave him wine in a cup made from ivy wood. As they ate and drank together, the swineherd complained to Odysseus about Penelope's suitors. "They butcher the best hogs of the farm," he said. "They slaughter the cattle and rob the storehouses and drink my master's wine. Worst of all, they torment my poor mistress night and day, demanding that she forget Odysseus and marry one of them. Ah, but she is faithful beyond compare. She weeps for her lost husband and will not give up hope for his return." "Do her suitors not heed her wishes?" asked Odysseus. "Nay, these men will not leave her alone. They are cruel and without pity. I hear rumors that they now lie in wait, plotting to murder her son." Odysseus said nothing, but in his mind he coldly brooded upon revenge, and the seeds of the suitor's death were sown. As Odysseus and the swineherd finished their meal, a storm began to blow outside. Wind and rain pelted the roof of the small hut. The swineherd gave Odysseus more wine and asked him to tell about himself. Odysseus lied. He said that he was born in Crete and had wandered many towns until he had come to Ithaca. "But I must tell you this," he said. "On my travels, I met a king who told me that Odysseus of Ithaca is still alive. The king said Odysseus will return home on a dark night when the new moon is hidden. He said he might return openly or he might return in secret." The swineherd shook his head sadly. "Do not try to raise my hopes, friend," he said. "In the past, other wanderers have passed through Ithaca with rumors about Odysseus. Each time they have tormented his poor wife with their falsehoods. Again and again she has imagined that she might soon see her husband. Long ago, I myself believed a man who told me that my master would return in summer or in autumn. But Odysseus has never come back, and never will. I am certain that the fish have devoured him by now, and his bones lie deep in the sand of some faraway place." As rainy darkness descended upon the stone hut, the swineherd made Odysseus a bed of sheepskins. He spread a thick cloak over him. Then the faithful servant wrapped himself in the hide of a goat and left the hut. He went out into the dark, windy night and lay under the shelter of a rock, guarding his master's swine.